Hello and welcome to a Zenez educational video. Now this video is on gold. Now last week we were explaining how we were looking for a potential flag which broke down, and then we were looking for another flag, but then the market didn't materialize. It carried on up, and I was explaining how you don't go into trading patterns unless you see proper breaks in those formations, because anything in life isn't certain until you can see a more positive outcome. Okay, so you need to see the patterns break. You need to see that the market is struggling or doing well, depending on whether it's bullish or bearish, and then you wait for your confluences to enter. So at the moment, as you can see, gold is kind of stuck between these two zones. I've drawn in two new zones here to make it a little bit easier. Now if we look, the market is trying to break up. I'll go to the hour, make it a bit more open. The market's tried to break up, and now it is kind of struggling to break any further. Now originally I had this here, but I'll be honest with you, since then I've been doing other checks. You've got to remember that the market is also showing that it is moving down now. So I will be surprised if we get to this zone, and if I'm honest, if we do get to this zone, I'm actually now thinking that the market will look to build strength to push up. So I'm readjusting my position off the back of seeing this new data. Now I think the market will struggle to break kind of this zone. And I am kind of expecting to see the market continue down. So at the moment we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. Now I may change this view, to be honest with you. You'd be foolish to go, right, that's activated me, that's 100% my certain where I think it's going to go. What you need to do is you go, right, this is what I'm looking at, but when it materializes, now if the market flies up, I might not necessarily enter at this point. At the moment I don't have it triggered in because there's still time for me to decide whether everything is confirming this is what I'm looking at. But at the moment, I would be surprised to see anything other than it comes up, hits this, we see struggle, bit of a battle, and then drop back down here. And then I'm kind of going to look for it to eventually descend to this zone. Possibly we have a level here to watch out for. So if you're looking for profit, you'd be looking around here. And that's the thing in trading, you don't just hold your positions and you don't just go, I am absolutely certain it's going to go exactly where I think it's going to go. You need to check on it. I tend to check 3 times a day. I log in the morning, I will do some observations then, I will check in the afternoon, and I will check in the evening. Now it depends what kind of trades I got open. If it's positional, maybe 3 checks a day, possibly just a little scan over. I can do it anytime, doesn't take long. You already have your TA mapped in, you just literally need to zoom in and just see what you're looking at. If it's intraday, obviously you need to be more on it. Scalping, you need to be on it quite a lot. But you need to pick a time zone. I wouldn't say you need to scalp from start of the morning until you go to bed. You would possibly pick some of the busiest times depending on what trade you're looking at. So you would look at where there's more activity in the market, where the market is going to have probably the biggest moves, and then you would scalp by getting in very quick. You'd be looking anywhere between sort of 5 minutes, 30-minute trades, just getting in, taking some money off the market, and then getting back out. Intraday, same. You kind of want to be sat there mapping your entries, exits very rapidly, and you could be putting quite a few trades on. But I generally focus on positional, and then I do throw in a few intra trades. I do scalping every now and again, but I don't really want to be a slave to the market anymore. You know, I've done this so I can have a better quality of life, which is what the key is to trading. So yeah, if you're looking for a better quality of life, trading is a good way of doing it. If you're interested in the course or just watch more of our videos, we do have some educational videos. We have a podcast which is showing you a glimpse of the course. You know, check it out, watch it. You might learn something. Hopefully it will help you. And that's what this is all about. This is about helping, growing as a trader. Hello and welcome to a Zenez educational video. So last week we were looking at oil. And if you remember, I was explaining how I didn't expect the market to break. We had this, let me flip down. We had this where the market swung around. Let's just take that off now, actually. Remove that. And then the market has kind of been stuck, going sideways since. So it's sort of stuck between these two zones here. Let me just mark another zone. So we have kind of like a floor here that the market is sort of respecting. So it's sort of stuck between there. And we also have this minor trend. You know, we've had a few breaks through, but it's repelled at. The trend line is more sort of like this. Yeah, so the market, as you can see, we were looking for it to gather strength and push up. But at the moment it's not. It's actually sort of forming like a symmetrical triangle. Yeah, we'll be looking for a clear break either side of this. Now the market, as you can see, it's pushed up and it's pushed back down. If I go to the 4 hour, makes it a little bit more clearer. Ideally, what I am looking for from here is I'm looking for strength to gather around this zone, if I'm honest. So we have like a area here. So all I'm looking for is a bit of strength. Now, as you can see, right at this moment, the latest candle has rejected from this zone. So personally, what I'm looking for is once it breaks up here, it's to sort of shoot up with a bit of power. Now, let me just take one of these out. I'm going to create a new trail. So I am looking for this to kind of gather strength, come through, and then start to sort of formulate a bit of support around here before going up to the next level. So oil's been very slow, very slow. It's been very slow positionally. So it's just a case of just watching now. Probably happen maybe today or tomorrow, so I'll look to see what happens there. Don't get me wrong, there's a chance it could push back down, but at the moment it seems to be gathering good support to push up. So let's see where it goes from here. Hello and welcome to a Zenez educational video. Now this video is on US 100. Now if you've been following our previous videos, you would have watched how we've been mapping this trade all the way up. And the last video would have been focusing on where we are now around here. So I drew in this because this is what I was expecting to see. So as you can see from the moment that I drew it in, the market is very much been respecting what I've been looking at. You know, you're never going to expect it to follow the trail perfectly. This is just an indicator of where you're thinking it's going to go and how you're going to design your trades. And I was looking for a good break, you know, good solid break here. And as you can see, the candles have come up and we have a solid break from the resistance. And what I'm expecting to see is this be turned into support. So if you remember, I said if I was an intratrader, trader, I'd probably be looking for the break here, and I would probably be looking for a additional trade around this zone. More, I was waiting to see what the candles looked like and what they were forming before I decided where my stop loss was going to go. So at the moment, I'm waiting for this to stabilize, and then I'm just looking for, pretty much to show me that this is now a solid support area before ascending and closing off the trade. So I will take this one out now because this was last week's. It's kind of irrelevant now. So that's what I'm kind of looking for. Now, I'm not going to say that it won't break down here, but I'll be honest with you, I will be looking for this zone. It is potentially a entry level. And last week we were just talking about where the support would go, because we didn't really know how these candles were going to look and what they were going to show us. Now, to me at the moment, I'll be honest with you, the way this candle is broke up and literally built to break here, I would probably say your safety zone is around here. So you could move this up and create a more better ratio. So a 2-to-1 on this one. But you got to remember the original trade, that was a larger one. Bigger move, bigger risk management. So this wouldn't be as much, especially as we're coming to the end of the move, or where I think it's going to go. So I'll be interested to see how the rest of the week pans out, and we'll review this again on Sunday and see if we can close this trade off. And if we do, brilliant, I will show my results and we'll go from there. Hello and welcome to a Zenez educational video. Now this video is on natural gas. Now this seems to be a very popular one that people constantly ask questions about. So last week I was basically looking for market opening, and I was kind of like looking for the market to come around, stabilize and push up. I wasn't looking for any additional trades. I already had this trade active, and the market did me a favor. It literally shot up and gave me a great opportunity to exit. Here we formed this very beautiful double top. So I can take that off now and we can close this trade off. Now from this point the market has literally collapsed, as you can see. Tried to gather support, ended the week, dropped, filled the gap. So if you were watching this, that was a very good entry point. I'll be honest with you, you probably were looking for around this level, maybe a stop loss just above here. And myself, I would probably be looking close to where I was looking. Yeah, about the 2.94 maybe roughly area. That's what I would have done. Yeah, that's the kind of trade that you want to be looking for, really. I would take that out for now. But at the moment, the market has bounced from a very, very significant level, which is this sort of 3.02 level. It's been a strong level historically. It is that significant free. You're never looking for exactly free, because wicks will basically break through. And the reason, I don't know if you know, but the reason you get these generated wicks, especially going into key levels like free, is because loads of people will have their profit taken and their entries. So if the market is going up towards free, there's a good chance sellers will have a lot of positions ready to be triggered when it breaks through that free area. Just like, if I'm honest with you, buyers will tend to have that as a zone to take their profit. It's quite rare that the market will smash through a key zone in one go, because people need to take money out the market both ways. This is how liquidity gets generated and other things like this. So at the moment, The market sort of bounced off there, it's come down, and I'm kind of expecting to see a bit of a battle here, but I'll be honest with you, I'm still looking for the market to maybe drop down sort of one more. You know, it might delve a little bit, but I don't expect it to go too far before it starts another move up. So at the moment, I do have this entry level, which I'm waiting to be triggered, and it's just a case of just waiting it out. I'll be honest with you, if I see strength forming here, I will have no problem with repositioning my trade. But at the moment, I don't see any reason to change this because of a small swing here. You know, this is very insignificant at the moment. Okay. You know, you want some significant, you're kind of looking at things like the daily to give you a proper confirmation. So at the moment, that's a nice wick. If the day finishes like this, I will be looking for strength on a third wick. Okay. So I'll be looking at tomorrow's wick, but tomorrow's report day in the NG world. So anyone who trades NG will know it's one of those very volatile times. You know, you can look to trade in the morning, in the evening, but you kind of stay away just before the report's coming out. The only reason you would ever hold a trade is if you've kind of got room on the position, because the market can move ferociously during that period. Because if the market is gathering strength to go up and the report's bearish, there'll be a part of it that wants to bring it down. But if they've spent a lot of time building it up, you know, there's going to be a lot of fight over it. Same as if the market's coming down and it's bullish. So if the market's coming down and it's bearish, then trust me, that market is probably going to tumble pretty hard. Same as if the market's going up and it's very bullish. So, you know, get your positions in early. Do not do any scalping during that period unless you can give it time to breathe. Same as intraday trading. You know, the report comes out at 3:30 UK time. Around that period, you kind of want to give it about an hour to digest the information, because I've seen it before where people have went, well, it's bearish but it's still going up. The odds are it will probably end up falling or something eventually, or something big will happen. So you just give it time to breathe before you look to enter. You know, if the market starts going up, don't think you need to buy in. Trust me, the market always gives entries. Every week, every day, every minute, hour, there are trades opening up. So you don't need to suffer from FOMO. Okay? That is one thing to stay away from. Do not get trapped in with FOMO. FOMO will only result in you losing, okay? You lose a trade, you go back to the chart, you plot your next one, and then you do it that way. You don't just jump back in. It's wasted time. You're just throwing your money away.